technology. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Alrighty.
Tracks? Snipe! Here, Snipe. Come on out, Snipe. Snipe! Ha! Gotcha! Don't be afraid, little Snipe. I am a wilderness explorer, so I'm a friend to all of nature. Want some more? Hi, boy. Don't eat it all. Come on out. Come on. Come on. Don't be afraid, little Snipe. Nice Snipe. Good little Snipe. Nice. Giant Snipe. I found the Snipe!
Oh, did you?
Are they tall?
Oh, yes, they're very tall.
Do they have a lot of colors?
They do indeed.
Do they like chocolate?
Oh, yeah. Chocolate. Ah! What is that thing?
It's a snipe.
There's no such thing as a snipe.
But you said snipes eat your zing. Whoa!
Go on, get out of here. Come on,
Whoa!
Careful, Russell.
Hey, look, Mr. Patterson. It likes me. Whoa!
Russell.
No, stop. That tickles.
Get out of here. Go on, get.
All right, y'all. Remember to use the reactions when you want to answer a question. And all right, let's jump into it. So, what did we observe throughout the video? Austin, what do we observe throughout the video, man?
Do I talk or do I chat it?
You talk. Yeah, you talk.
Okay. Well, I saw the little dude wasn't scared to face his fears. You know, he wanted to see the snipe. But yeah, I mean that's just one of the big things I observed. You know, he just wasn't scared to go out there.
Yeah. So yeah, great answer. So he was trying his best to serve the old man and do what the old man needed done. I mean, he was trying to get it done. Yeah. So jumping in, let's sway away from the video. So what are y'all's definitions of the word service? What comes to mind? Anything. You can just use the reactions at the chat, and I'll call on you when I see a thumbs up or clapping hands. All right, Kaylin.
There it is. Like to do something for the betterment of something or someone else.
Yeah, great answer. So just, it can be as small as lending a hand to an older person when they need something done, or being involved in an organization bigger than yourself. But yeah. All right. So what comes to mind when we think of the word community? Rachel?
a group of people that are like a family.
Yeah. Would anyone else like to answer?
I saw India had her hand up.
All right, India.
Basically, it's just people who live around each other that have known each other for like years that end up being there for them no matter what. Kind of like having a neighbor that you can always go for like sugar or something, and they end up becoming a family friend.
Yeah, awesome. Griffin, would you like to answer? Or from Jennings, FFA?
India pretty much said my answer, just the people around you in your community, people like your teachers, your students, and peers.
Yeah. Great answer. See, we all have different interpretations of community, but it's all based around the same concepts, you know. A group of people living in an area that depend on one another and have certain needs that they have to get done in order to live a functioning life. Yeah. So what comes to mind when you hear the word community service development? Again, there's no wrong answers. Austin.
Whenever I see community service development, I see communities coming together, you know, doing new things, trying to better each other, you know, in selfless ways, like putting their self out there, not to do it for their own selfish goals, but for selfless goals, you know, just to advance in how they can come together and grow and just do better than what they did yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. That's a great answer. So going off of what Austin said, you know, it can be applied to so many different things, such as serving at a food bank or holding an event to educate the younger children within your community. But now that we have somewhat of a interpretation of what community service development might mean, I'm going to throw it over to Sadie so we can dig deeper into that.
Thanks, Bryson. Now that we've discussed what service is, let's discuss how we can further our involvement in it. But first, let's use the chat bar to share what aspects we think make up community development. This can be what individual aspects, things that you do for community development, or what you think community development truly involves. So we can take a couple of seconds, throw that in the chat bar, or if you want to say it out loud, then that's totally fine too. But yeah, I'll give y'all a couple seconds to kind of type that out. So I see Kylie said meeting needs, on point. So meeting the needs of everyone in the community, whether that mean, okay, so actually I'm gonna connect Kylie's to what Seth Manuel just said. So meeting needs through working together is the biggest component of community development. And that involves what Bryson and Kate have said: communication, volunteering, helping people in your community. I see Caleb said working hard, solving problems. All of these are true. So when we've been discussing community development so far, we've mentioned a lot about service, but we kind of want to take it beyond that and realize that community development is a lot more than just service. So when you read the Wikipedia definition of it, it says a process where community members come together to take collective action and generate solutions to common problems. So it's a pretty broad concept, if you ask me, but it all does come back down to service. So that service can be individually, through chapters, through communities, through parish organizations, clubs. So now that we've kind of realized that, let's take it more personal. On the word explore, one second for me, my Zoom just closed as a whole. On explore, we will think about and then write down what our future or dream career is. Then we will wait for further instructions. What can I clarify? Think, write, and then wait. You'll have 1 minute to do this. Explore.
The question was to write down your future career that you wanted to do.
Correct. So we're using, you can even write it in your notes in your phone if you want to. Just have some type of record of your future or dream career. And we're going to use that to elaborate a little bit in just a second. Okay, so now that we've had a moment or two to write down our future careers, does anyone want to use the reaction tool or even write it in the chat or simply unmute yourself to share what they wrote down?
It's agricultural.
Is that Cassidy that I hear?
Yes.
Can you repeat what you said?
Teach agricultural.
You want to teach agriculture? Great. That is probably one of my favorite answers because I want to do the same exact thing. So let's teach together, first of all. Second of all, teaching in any form is giving back to the younger generation. So building up the younger generation, I see Emerson and T. Foster, I believe that is Trent, maybe. Anyone that wants to become a teacher is building up the younger generation. So that ultimately gives back to the community in the future. So whether that be present day or future building, it is still developing that community. I see that Heather said work with the Louisiana Wildlife Department. Great answer, Heather. So this is building up the environmental aspect of your community. There's multiple aspects that you can build within a community, but having all of them and balancing them out amongst all careers is definitely an important thing. A doctor, Caleb already knew that one. Being a doctor is servicing that public health factor. So without a healthy community, it's not really going to be a good community. As y'all can tell, we're facing that right now, but oh, Kylie, I see your hashtag. So all of these are great answers that really do. Oh, we're still answering. Desi wants to be a vet or an ag teacher. I see lots of vets. Ag teacher, crop scientist, Haley, go you. So yeah, all of these connect back to community development and service. Carson, I don't even know if I can pronounce yours. Can you pronounce the last word for me? Aerospace engineer.
McCall. I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Okay, neither one of us can pronounce it. That's okay. That's okay. Dang, that takes a lot of brains and guts. I'm like proud of you right now. Griffin, pathological laboratorian. So all of these are great answers and great careers. I've actually thought about a good bit of them. So whether y'all realize it or not, all of these careers relate back to service or community development in some type of way. So now that we've discussed that, I'm going to throw it over to Emerson to get into our second objective.
Alrighty, y'all. So now that we have an idea of what community development is, we're going to dive into what we can do to go back into our communities. So by a show of hand, can I get a couple examples of what some parish-wide community services are within your pairs that you know of. And we can use the hand raise feature. Yeah, Kylie.
Around Halloween, a bunch of different businesses in our parish put together a string of fun trick or treat events. So, like, our school does one, then a local auto dealership does one, and sometimes those same days, sometimes over several string of days. That way, one, the kids can have a safe place to go play around and trick or treat, and then two, it kind of makes the whole thing a nice place to get together and visit, and lets the kids have fun with their Halloween costumes and make their parents feel like they're really getting something out of it instead of just buying something for one night.
Wow, awesome. I see Haley said Austin. Austin, if you want to go ahead. Oh, and I see Joseph, you said veterinary fishing rodeo. After Austin's done, maybe you can elaborate on that.
Okay. I just want to say that like we at my chapter we do this event. We do Ag Day. You know, we invite all of our local feeder schools, so like all our elementary schools, and we let them come over to our school a day, and we just show them just a little bit everything that has to do with agriculture, whether it be products, you know, just teaching them livestock, you know, just about FFA period, and just to encourage them that there is hope for the future, you know, just stuff like that. And that goes a long way in our community, just to show them that we have something like a backbone that builds our community. And that's just what I want to put in there.
Yeah, you're so right. The future of agriculture is here and it's now, and we have to be able to raise it. And y'all are definitely doing something to bring awareness to it. So if Joseph wants to elaborate, and then Griffin and Kanisha can go. I hope I said your name right. So after Joseph, y'all two can go.
So basically, what our chapter does is we go to Jennings, we go to a valley, and we'll go fish with them. Then, like they usually have like a fishing contest to see who catches the biggest fish with our valley. We usually partner up with other members, and we go with a valley and we go fish. And during lunchtime, we get to know this valley, and we get to eat catfish, fried catfish. So.
Wow, that's so cool. All right, Griffin and Kanisha, if y'all want to go.
Okay, yeah. So our FFA chapter heads the Christmas Angels program, which is where a bunch of our teachers get together and buy presents for our low-income students. So they have like Christmas presents.
Awesome. That's so awesome. All right. I don't know if anyone else wanted to go, but if anyone else wants to go, you can raise your hand real quick or just pop it in the chat and we can all look at it. All right. So some of y'all, oh, Rachel, you wanted to go? You can go ahead.
Our FFA chapter has like they get with our beta club and they'll help do they have a daycare has a Halloween fest, and so we'll go and help with that. The local bank or really whatever.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right. So y'all pretty much answered my next question. I was going to ask, so what are some things that your club or your chapter offers? But y'all answered that pretty much. So we're going to jump into our breakout rooms. So now that we have an idea of how we can go back into our communities, we're going to go into some breakout rooms. So on Blast, we're going to grab a pen, paper, and wait for further instructions. What can I clarify? We will have 12 minutes in this breakout room. Blast. And give us a second and we'll get y'all separated into these breakout rooms.
I think Caitlin is going to take care of that, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Griffin, I want to apologize to you real quick. I put it in the chat as Kanisha from Griffin. I meant to say and Griffin. I just want to put that out there. That was, I called it like after, and I was like, oh.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Didn't even notice, so.
All right, so while we're waiting on some of those breakout rooms, I see some people put some stuff in the chat. So Isabel LeBlanc said they do Liberty Cemetery cleanup. And what school are you from, Isabel?
I'm from Elton.
Are you from Elton? Awesome. And I see Caitlin. Oh, all right, go ahead and click join. Hey, Caitlin. I tried recording it in the breakout room and my computer was not letting it record. So I don't think we got it.
That's okay.
Okay.
Has anybody been competing? I know we've been doing like all the CEs lately.
Yeah, we've been competing. He did agronomy and I did meat ID.
Oh, how'd that go?
Meat ID was kind of a trip. Our internet cut out for a little bit of it, but we did good. Agronomy was fun.
Agronomy went really good.
Yeah. Beth loves agronomy.
Goodness gracious, he does.
Mr. Bo, what's up?
Bro, watch yourself. Watch yourself.
Hi, Mr. Bobeth.
Who's talking?
India.
Oh,
You can't see me.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Andy. I'll be nice to you. But Lemoyne, watch yourself.
I'm so sorry for him.
I'm just kidding. How's it going, guys? Sit down where I'm in the camera movie.
Good. Yeah, I was about to say we can't see you. You're like 8 feet tall.
Yes.
I'm a little bit shy of that, but not a lot. I'm like an elbow shy.
At least 7.5 then.
You know, it is. It is what it is.
What's been going over there in what's Bulldog Town or whatever? In J-Town.
Bulldog Country.
Bulldog City, whatever y'all call it.
Actually, I don't really notice this.
Bulldog Town.
Yeah, that's what we do is tech.
Don't do that.
That's
No.
Where's Mr. Raspberry at?
He's in his room, or he went back to take care of some trees. He's got some hogs that are going to be farrowing this week. He's either still over there, or he went back to take care of the sows and those litters that are about to dry. We'll see.
Cool.
How many people we got signed up for this, Caleb? How many people are in here right now?
I know Mr. Lejeune told us we had like 100 people that signed up, I think. Like right now, because I think everybody's still in their breakout rooms, there's just 18 participants. But does anybody know like how many are in here like total?
I'm pretty sure it was close to 50.
Yeah, it was pretty close to 50. I was a little shocked. I was,
it was great.
Yeah, in the first group we had, I think like 30, maybe 30, 27-ish. But this is a big group.
Well, I figured most of
Area
your
3 was always big.
rougher area and state office are going to be a little bit older usually, and they're going to show up for something like this typically. So you have a smaller group, but you have your most influential group and your leaders here. So it's still a big deal. You just don't have them all at once like you would on a normal year and everything. So, like, are y'all going to give out a PDF copy of a manual at the end? Like, and the member I'd like to email my manual to is.
Yeah, I think we planned on trying to do something like that. I think they talked about like mailing it out, but that is hilarious. Emailing a PDF copy. I will be doing that. I will be doing that.
I already got 2-3 people that I've been keeping in mind so far that, and it's not even my day yet to facilitate. And I'm just like, all right, let's see. Who am I going to mail out these things?
I know, right? I'm just gonna email every single person.
Person I'm sharing my Google Drive folder with.
They just seem the most influential during this leadership camp, and I really commend them, you know?
Like, actually, this kid didn't do anything special, but they muted their mic when they were supposed to. Yeah, so.
Right.
That's all y'all got to do this time. Just be quiet. I know it's hard for Area 3.
Wow. Jesus Christ, Mr. Bro, come for all of them.
Area 3 be very rowdy, but let me tell you, being on this team, I've learned a lot from Haley and like Sadie and Megan. Area 4 is also rowdy, but they're a little aggressive.
Area 4 is where
Area
it's
4
at,
cuts
baby.
up.
Area 4 ain't got no sense, is what Area 4 is.
Okay, that I
That's
can
exactly
agree
what it
with,
is.
though.
That's
No,
what it is.
listen. Area 4 is where it's at, but that doesn't mean it has to make sense. Like, that's the thing. We don't even understand ourselves, but that's okay.
Where is
Clearly.
What is in Area 4? Like, what are y'all good at, man?
Well, they got Gonzales over there. They got like Baton Rouge. You know, they got like those places, and I like going to those places. Like Area 3, yeah, we got Lafayette. And we got Lake Charles. We got Jennings. Oh, never mind. We have some good places too.
Yeah, check this out.
Sorry, we have Elton too. We have Elton.
Says the guy that's from Area 2 originally. We got trees. Like,
oh my God, we got trees out the wazoo. I mean, shoot.
Like that's all we got. We got trees.
Yeah.
Trees and Baptist church. All of it.
Charles be so bland. I like go to Lake Charles over Lafayette though. The people are nicer. The people are so much nicer, Caleb.
Thanks, Caleb.
Caleb is right.
Haley,
Charles can be bland with
please don't
everything they
take that
have.
personally. Oh no. I'm sorry, Haley. I didn't mean to offend you.
No, you're good.
Sitting here like, I don't know this kid like that. I probably shouldn't be talking this mad stuff to her.
Oh, you're good. Trust me, I agree with half of.
The Lafayette has horrible traffic.
Area 4's just got some issues, but we're good. We're chilling.
That's a polite way to put it. I'm just kidding. Area 4, y'all don't know this. Area 4's got this North Shore versus coast thing going on, and it's kind of weird. Like, they're kind of split. And then Area 2's got this East Coast versus West Coast, like East and West Side.
Oh my God.
90s rap battle going. And Area 1 is just happy to be alive, man.
True.
That is very true.
And then Area 3 just sitting here like,
gang gang.
Too chill to care. Like, everybody down here is way laid back until they're not. And then they're really mad.
Yes.
And there's no in between. Everybody's just one extreme or the other in Area 3, but they mostly like each other. I've noticed. Not always, except Kenesha. Kenesha doesn't like anybody.
No. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Probably the nicest human being that I know right there. Not picking on her.
He always does. He's so mean. He calls me baby legs. He called me that for the entirety of our state LDE trip.
It's because you got little baby legs. 4'2", you got baby legs. And baby
I am
arms.
5'1" and proud of it.
Ooh.
God. Man, if he goes missing, y'all know what happened.
I ain't gonna testify for nothing.
A real one. Listen. That was just uncalled for.
It's got some length to it.
It does.
She's got blue hair and she don't care. Jackson, what are we gonna do? This is my chapter. They're the most intelligent, well-spoken young people in the world, and then Jackson's back here like, we can eat that. It's a block of wood. It's lumber.
I've asked if I can eat.
Y'all be good, guys.
So besides Jennings, does anyone else have anything going on? Because clearly Jennings got some intelligent blue hair people that just don't care. Proud to be 5'1" though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, looks like everyone's coming back in. Awesome.
Sorry, we had to get a selfie with everyone, so it took us a hot minute. Not gonna lie.
No, you're all good. Did your recording work? Because mine did not.
Yeah, I just like it stopped recording when I went into the breakout room, and then I just pressed record again. So I'm gonna have like 4 recordings.
Okay. Yeah, no, my recording like didn't work like at all. Like I pressed it and it said recording not available. So
Yeah, I forgot to record like the first couple of questions I asked, but after like 45 seconds, I realized it. So yeah, we should be good.
okay. Alrighty, so we're waiting on Bryson's group.
Yeah, I think we still have one more group. I smiled for so long, my cheeks hurt.
Me too. Well, I was laughing so hard at Jennings because they're cutting up over here with, I don't know, what's your advisor's name right there? Yeah.
Mr. Boba?
Oh yeah, Mr. Bo.
Oh my gosh, hey.
He can crack some jokes.
He's
I
back
had
for
1 stick for Caleb. I got 2 for you, Sydney.
Oh gosh. Oh. Remind me to never go to Jennings again.
Is this just like like, do all advisors just like to have sticks? Like, is that a thing? Because mine does too.
Yeah, that's just the thing.
I still have that club.
At my last school, I just carried around a steel pipe like all the time. Every time I had lunch duty or something, just point it.
It's kind of scary.
Scary, yeah.
I can't do that down here yet.
So it's coming. It's definitely coming. He's
I
trying
love
to get
that.
it
Yeah, y'all.
approved.
He's giving y'all a warning. Okay, y'all be prepared.
So Sydney and Caleb are gonna like show up to Jennings because they got requested, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, I got y'all sticks."
It's gonna be like, "Hey."
Let's not think I forgot about the sticks.
You'll get a stick. You can only hit Jackson though.
You can't hit me. I'm gonna eat it. I'm just gonna eat it.
You can beat him to death. No one cares. No one will miss him. We'll just get Griffin to go to all of his classes. They'll think they're the same person. It's fine.
Griffin will have the whole time.
Get over here.
I love that. Y'all are so cute.
We'll see.
Oh, wait, my chapter was that
Who's
quirky.
that? Who's that?
I have 2 of them. I
Two of the
cloned
same.
this one and got a dumb.
I literally thought that you were. I'm so confused.
Wait,
are they twins?
No.
No. Easy, you're younger than
Hang on, wait. Let me. I
Wait,
just
y'all
pinned your
are
video
related?
so that I can have it full screen so that I can.
his classes.
I gotta pin
Y'all
this
are
thing.
lying. Y'all are lying.
No,
Let me see them birth certificates. Hand them over.
But you
Oh
can,
my God, you look so.
but you cannot eat this one.
What do you mean?
We
like
this
one. Oh, just eat whatever
Don't
they.
eat him.
Oh, just eat.
Wait. So how do I know which one to beat if they both look alike?
Oh, they part their hair different. No, they don't. Never mind. You just go Big Griff, and he'll go, yeah.
The only problem is
This is Big Griff, and this is Jack.
Wait. So y'all are at Jennings?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I was making sure. Wait. So what's the clone's name?
Jackson?
Jackson. Okay. And then this one's Griffin, and then that one's Kanisha.
Yes, I'm clone number 1.
Cool.
Man, I hope I get requested to go to
Everyone's
Jennings.
names.
They seem like some very lit people. Just request the whole
Honestly.
team. Request the whole team. We would love to come. Just request the whole team.
Yes, please, all of us. We will. I'll come
Everyone
for
can
you.
come
I
sleep
will.
at my house. Everyone can sleep at my house, and we can like hit the road over there.
That's a bet.
Okay, look, I will come as long as they're. Can I bring my own stick? Can I decorate my stick?
I have sticks too. I will bring a stick. I
I'm
have
gonna
those sticks
steal
from
a
state
stick.
convention.
Stick.
I kind of want mine to like. Is that okay?
Wait, are y'all talking about talking?
No, not
Talking about
talking
sticks. Talking about decorating.
But are y'all aware of how effective a talking stick is?
Wait, I still have that under my
A
coat.
talking stick?
Yeah.
Effective.
Oh, wait, y'all hear me out. Me and Bryson, we actually went to leadership camp last year, and we were telling all the state officers, we're like, hey, y'all need to like acquire a talking stick for LDEs and stuff like that. So like you walk around with a talking stick, and it just raises people to ask questions about it. Like, hey, why do you have a stick? Hey, I mean, this is just to raise conversation. So you came over here and asked me about my stick. I'm gonna tell you about it. Like it just gets people to socialize.
Do you still have do you still have the talking stick, or is it like?
We still have them. I still have mine.
Yeah, I
okay.
have mine.
I bring it to every FFA event.
Well,
Except
Bryson's
not
group is
perfect.
back in here now. Okay, cool.
Is everyone from Bryson's group in here? I think so.
We found one like weeks ago.
All right, so we're just gonna jump back into our workshop real quick before we get too off topic. And what we're gonna do is each officer is going to kind of lead their group in discussion and talk about what they talked about in their group. So anyone from my group, India, Caleb, I know India talked about something really awesome. If she wants to kind of give insight on what she had talked about.
So I had this idea from a long time ago. We always go visit my cousin who is in a home for special needs adults. And they have this beautiful backyard in the back. And I thought that it would be a great idea for them to plant a garden or some fruits and stuff. That way that they can learn something outside of being in the house all day or eating ice cream or watching TV or listening to music, kind of get active. Because some of them they just sit there, or some of them really can't talk so well. So doing something that doesn't require a lot of communication and involves them being outside in the dirt would be a great way for them to learn more on hands-on skills and how to, get along with other people. Plus, it would only be like 5 people from my chapter that are good enough with these people, plus me, and we'll be able to get along with them. And you can kind of sometimes ask them questions, and they're very friendly, and they love hugs and being around people and stuff like that. So that's one of the ideas I had for my chapter.
Yeah. And then Haley had actually also said something. I don't remember if it was about special needs, but I thought hers was awesome too. If you want to share.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if other chapters in high schools do this, but my chapter has a Students for Special Needs program called Ag Leadership, and it's where they pair a typical student like you or I, and they pair us with an atypical student, which is a student with special needs, and it sort of allows them to bond over similar ideas and just gives that student of special needs to sort of explore different classroom settings that they normally wouldn't get because of their disability. Like, for example, I was paired with 2 special needs students, a boy named Hunter who has Down syndrome, and then another girl named Kaylee. She just happened to have the same name as me, and she had a couple of different muscle disabilities. And they're all so just lovable, like people who are just so eager to get into a classroom that's different than theirs, because they're typically not necessarily by themselves, but they don't interact with a lot of typical students often. So this program really gives them that opportunity to explore not only their community, but our community, and it sort of like intermingles with us. And it's a really good opportunity for us to learn from them, and then they learn from us.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, totally. I definitely feel that FFA is becoming a lot more inclusive, and as we're becoming more inclusive, we're definitely taking into thought about those special needs kids. I think we need to continue to. So yeah, awesome answers, y'all. And if Sadie or Bryson, y'all want to go ahead and lead y'all's group?
You go ahead, Teddy.
Alrighty. So for our group, we went around and identified one area of our local communities that can be improved, and then as a group, we kind of discussed, some plans of actions that we could take. So I think, who was it? Was it Sydney? Yes, Sydney. Okay, Sydney had a very good discussion starter. I couldn't remember because it started such a big conversation about it. But Sydney, do you want to share what we discussed?
Okay, so I discussed the coast, like protecting your coast, and how you need to protect the coast to protect other environment, like the environment and everything else. And some of the things we said were protecting the coast protects everyone else. You can do a wetlands day or a cleanup day for the coast, because it's not only the people who live here that are affected by it, it's everyone else, because this provides food and everything for everyone else too sometimes. So just protecting that is really important.
For sure. And that kind of sparked a conversation with Megan because she lives in like the swamp. So we talked a lot about the swamps, the roads, and basically just different aspects of communities that could be improved.
In our group, we discussed how us as FFA members can take what we learned in FFA and give kids who didn't have the opportunity to be in FFA those skills or knowledge. And Olivia had a really good idea if she wants to share it.
Yeah, we were talking about, like Bryson said, we talked about how we could share our knowledge of FFA and like our leadership skills. And I talked about how at North Shore High, we do a farm to table, and we go to New Orleans and our FFA members go and we share our knowledge of growing like beans in like little bags for necklaces and stuff. And we share it with like lower income kids that don't really have the opportunity to be in a school with FFA, and they get to understand the growth of the bean and how it works.
Yeah. Carson also had a really good idea and plan. If you want to share that, man.
Carson, you're muted.
All right, I'm not muted anymore. Okay, so there's this like school. So there's this like kind of school where like people there's does like K to 12, the virtual academy of Lafouche. There's over there they don't have like any activities or anything. I didn't say this, but like the most people like with disabilities go there. I didn't say that, but so I feel like we can reach out over there and have like an FFA day where we do teach from leadership and FFA knowledge. You know, do workshops and activities, and provide food if we would like to do that. So
Yeah, that's just two of many ideas that my group had. You know, we talked about having workshops at, places where there's special ed children. We talked about how we can get to the kids at our own school who aren't FFA and teach them about FFA and agriculture without them being an FFA or an ag class. So yeah, we had a really good discussion and really good ideas that I hope my group carries out after this workshop.
Yeah. Austin, I saw your hand.
I just wanted to say, like, piggybacking off of what our friend said, I think his name's Carter. He's saying how, there are some schools that don't have FFA in agriculture, but just to let them know what's going on in our community, they can have that option if they're interested, just to let them know, like, hey, we're doing this. Would you like to volunteer, help us out? We can help y'all out with the experience. And it's just going outside of our community, just doing that, but also inside of our school, because in Tioga at our school, we have an outrageous number of FFA members, and it would be crazy just to keep on adding FFA members in because of their interest, but just to let them in on our contribution, just helping volunteer, that goes a long way. We're talking about inviting them into our FFA meetings, just letting them know what's going on. And I think that would be a great way just to spread agriculture fever,
Yeah, you are so right. That's a great idea. Going to communities where there are no ag programs, because I know in Iberia Parish or around New Iberia Parish, they don't have any ag programs. And that's something we were talking about when we were on an area team last year, was trying to implement in that parish. But I think y'all all have a great understanding of what y'all's communities need and what y'all want to do. So without further more, I'm gonna throw it over to Bryson to kind of wrap this up.
All right, y'all. let's imagine this. Let's close our eyes and let's picture this. You've been in FFA for a year or so, and your advisor brings up to you that y'all could start a community garden. And she leaves everything up to you. What kind of vegetables you can grow. If you want to grow vegetables, or if you want to grow fruit, whatever you want to do. You just have to fulfill the plan that you create. Whatever y'all spend money on, you have to make it worth it and, put the labor in, put the time in to be successful when it comes to the garden. And you can donate what y'all grow to whatever organization or charity that of your choice. All right, y'all can open y'all's eyes up now. All right, so let's take 5 to 7 minutes. Let's take 5 to 7 minutes and write down the plan that we have in our head. It can be anything you want, whatever you want to grow, whatever organization you want to donate to a food bank, or just whatever you want. Ag fever.
I started that.
Love that hashtag. That is our camp hashtag, Ag Fever. I love that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Use it all week. Use it all week.
Yes.
Congratulations to Austin. Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. That warms my heart.
I want to see that all through Wednesday, Austin. Austin, I want to see that.
Okay, I'll be here every day. I need to start charging y'all.
Say what now?
I'm just kidding.
Sam picks you up later.
Right.
But for example, me and Austin actually grew a pumpkin patch last year, and it was Austin's idea, and we used it for it was my SAE, but we used it for a Halloween event that we hold every year. It was really cool.
Creative fees. All right. While we're wrapping those ideas up, let's go ahead and we're about to end our first day of virtual camp. I would love, thank y'all for coming. Like, honestly, thank y'all so much for being here. I've enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. This has been an incredible experience, especially the first day. Also, before we go, we need to get a selfie of everybody. So just everyone, if you want to smile, just go ahead and smile.
Hey, Emerson, after we take our selfie, I have a couple of things I want to say as well.
Yeah. All right, let me get the second screen. All right, smile again, everyone. Awesome. Okay. Go ahead, Sadie.
So first off, I want to thank y'all for the amazing participation we got today. All of the answers and the engagement was more than we expected, if I'm being honest. We didn't really know how this was going to play out virtually, but you guys have been amazing participants. We've loved all of the volunteering, all of the cutting up with sticks. So I just encourage, they both look back. I just want to encourage everyone to keep up this same positive energy and enthusiasm throughout the rest of the week with the rest of the workshops. I know that it can get very, very boring sitting here at your computer, so we're trying to kind of keep it as fun as we can while still being virtual. So yeah, I just wanted to thank y'all really quick. We've really, like, from the bottom of my heart, like, I appreciate you guys being so great for us. I loved our conversations. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. I will try to sit in on a couple of other workshops as well, but if I don't see you guys again, then I'm going to drop my email and Instagram in the chat right here, just so that anyone, if you want to talk, if you want to keep up, just anything, if you have any questions from today or questions about camp, you guys can always email us. We're totally available for you. So yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna do the same, but yeah, going off of what Sadie and Emerson said, y'all were so awesome. Y'all were respectful. Y'all were interactive. You know, y'all are truly great FFA members and embody what FFA stands for. when it comes to their members. But thank y'all. Reach out to us on social media. Stay in contact. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy the rest of camp and bring that same energy every day, y'all.
All right. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all week on this virtual camp, and I will see y'all later.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all.
Bye, y'all. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See y'all tomorrow.